in the room, come on in the room, come on in the room. This month, today on M.T.C, here is the place to be. We are going to be highlighting Black History Month. Yes, yes, yes. Black love, Black people, Black men, Black women, Black historians, Black kings, Black queens, Black. Yes, so come on in the room because here is the place to be. You don't want to miss this one. So go ahead and comment, hit that thumbs up, like and subscribe while I take you down this journey that I like to call the ABCs of Black history. You don't want to miss it. See you in the comments. Woo! Okay, I see you made it back. Welcome back, welcome back. Come on in the room. We are talking about history being made in the making, history that has been made, history that's still being made, and history that's going to continue to be made for years and years to come. So, today we're going to talk about the ABCs of Black history. ABCs of Black history, I tell you. So many mighty Black people, mighty Black men, mighty Black women. I'm going to take you down a journey called the ABCs. One that you will never forget. All right, let's start with the letter A. Let's go.
Audre Lorde, born February 18, 1934 in beautiful New York City. This woman here made and left her mark in the world by becoming a leading African-American poet and essayist. Audre was passionate in her pursuit for inequality, and she voiced it by making sure her voice was heard with issues of race, gender, and sexuality. One of her most famous quotes, "When we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard or welcome, but when we're silent, we are still afraid, so it is better to speak." All right, now Audre Lorde, next. Coming in, flying in, we have the great, admirable Bessie Coleman, born on January 26, 1892 in Hotlanta, better known as the ATL, where my Georgia peach is at. This one for you. Bessie soared across the skies as the very first African-American woman pilot. She was a force to be reckoned along with. With flying those planes, she was best known for adding a touch of excitement while doing it. She twirled and she whirled, performing tricks. The sister was so iconic and brave that even people around her gave her the nickname Brave Bessie. Oh, one of her most famous quotes that I love it. She said, "I refuse to take no for an answer." Woo!
Sir, yes, sir. Coming up next, we have the soldier, diplomat, United States Army officer, and American politician, the Honorable Colin Powell, born April 5th, 1937 in New York City. He was the very first African-American Secretary of State. One of his famous quotes is, "There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." Colin Powell, we salute you today, sir. Rest in peace. Next, coming up behind Colin Powell, we have the lovely, adorable Dorothy Dandridge, born on November 9th, 1922 in Cleveland, Ohio. Actress and singer, Dandridge was the very first African-American to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Dandridge performed with her sister Vivian as a song and dance team called The Wonderful Children. The girls performed throughout the South, playing in Black churches and other places. Her famous quote was, "There's no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise." Dorothy Dandridge, we salute you. Thank you for making your mark in the history of Black history. Coming behind her, we have the lovely Ella Fitzgerald, born April 25th, 1917 in Newark, Virginia. Dubbed the First Lady Song of Song, Ella Fitzgerald was the most popular female jazz singer in the United States for more than half a century. In her lifetime, she won 13 Grammy Awards and sold over 40 million albums. Her voice was flexible, wide-ranging, accurate, and ageless. Oh, yes. Just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. And that is one of the famous sayings of Miss Ella Fitzgerald. Next, we have the great Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass, born 1818 in Talbot County, Maryland. Frederick Douglass was an African-American social reformer, abolitionist, orator, writer, and statesman. After escaping slavery in Maryland, he became a national leader of the abolitionist movement in Massachusetts, and he continued to push for equality and human rights up until his death in 1895. His famous quote was, "You are not judged by the height of where you have risen, but from the depth you have climbed." Mr. Frederick Douglass. Coming behind Mr. Frederick Douglass, we have the George Washington Carver. The exact date of George's birth is unknown, but is thought to be born in January or June of 1864. Born in Diamond Grove, Missouri, George Washington Carver was an American agricultural scientist and inventor who promoted alternative crops to cotton methods to prevent soil depletion. He was the most prominent black scientist in the early 20th century, creating 300 different uses for the peanuts. Yes, his famous quote was 99% of the failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. Yes, Dr. George Washington Carver. Next, we got Miss Harriet Tubman. Oh, she needs no introduction, as her name carries the weight of knowing who she was. Her exact birth date is unknown, but she was said to have been born between 1820 through 1822 in Dorchester County, Maryland, under the name of Arminta Ross. Known as the Moses of her people, Harriet Tubman was enslaved but escaped and helped others gain their freedom as a conductor on the Underground Railroad. On this Underground Railroad, she never ever got caught and never lost a passenger. The sister was a force to be reckoning with. Black girl magic at its fullest. Next, we got Miss Ida B. Wells, born July 16th, 1862 in Holly Springs, Mississippi. African-American journalist and activist who led an anti-lynching crusade in the United States in the 1890s. She fought for women's suffrage. She worked tirelessly to advance the cause of black equality and black power. She established the first black kindergarten, organized black women, and helped elect the city's first black alderman, just a few of her many achievements. Oh, she was known for saying, "The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them." Go ahead, Miss Ida B. Wells. Swing, bada, swing. Next, we got Jackie Robinson, born January 31st, 1919 in Cairo, Georgia. He was an American professional baseball player who became the first African American to play in Major League Baseball in the modern era. Robinson broke the baseball color line when he started at first base from the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15th, 1947. His uniform number was 42, and his famous quote was, "I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being." All right, Jackie Robinson. Next, we got Miss Katherine Johnson, born August 26, 1918 in White Sapphire Springs, West Virginia. She became the first African-American female engineer to work at NASA in 1958. Her calculations of orbital mechanics as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent U.S. crew spaceflight. She was also a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Her quote was, "I felt most proud of the success of the Apollo mission. They were going to the moon, and I computed the math to get them there." All right, Miss Katherine Johnson. Next, we got Mr. Langston Hughes, born February 1st, 1901 in Joplin, Missouri. James Mercer Langston Hughes was an American poet, social activist, novelist, playwright, and communist from Joplin, Missouri. One of the earliest innovators of the literacy art form called jazz poetry, Hughes was a central figure in the Harlem Renaissance. Perhaps the most notable work, called Harlem, was actually conceived as a part of the book-length poem, Montage of Dream Deferred. His famous quote was, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly." Next, we got Miss Madam C.J. Walker, born December 23rd, 1867 in Delta, Louisiana, whose real name was Sarah B. She transferred herself from an uneducated farm laborer and laundress into one of the 20th century's most successful self-made entrepreneurs and one of the first black millionaires in America. She was famous and is still well known for her homemade line of hair care products for black women. Thank you, Madam C.J. Walker. Black magic girl in full effect. Her famous quote was, "I had to make my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. Don't you sit down and wait for opportunities to come. Get up and make them." Madam C.J. Walker. Woo! Now, wasn't that fire? OMG, if I do say so myself. That wasn't all, though. That was just part one. You got to stay tuned for part two. That's going to be coming up soon. All right. Don't forget to comment, like, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because M.T.C, it really is the place to be. Visit us on our website at www.hereistheplacetobe.com/Black History. Yes, that's right. www.hereistheplacetobe.com/Black History. Making moves, telling stories, changing lives. Stay tuned for part two. don't want to miss it. See you in the comments.